Today on Inquirer, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signs into law the SIM Card Registration Act. Oil firms announce hikes in fuel prices. Diesel prices to spike by more than 6 pesos per liter. Meralco slashes power rates for October. And authorities release a new photo of a person of interest in the Percy Lapid slay case. Cash reward now at 6.5 million pesos. Good evening. For our top story, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has signed into law the SIM Card Registration Act. Under the measure, all public telecommunications entities or direct sellers shall require the SIM card end user to present a valid identification document with a photo to validate their identities during SIM card purchases. Existing prepaid SIM card phone subscribers, meanwhile, has to register within a prescribed period to avoid SIM card deactivation. Individuals registering using false or fictitious information or fraudulent documents will be penalized. In case of a subpoena or court order, telcos must give out SIM card owners' full names and addresses. According to Malacanang, the SIM Card Registration Act aims to provide accountability in the use of SIM cards and aid law enforcers to track perpetrators of crimes committed through phones. The National Privacy Commission said that while it fully supports the registration of SIM cards as means to curb tech scams, it called for ways to prevent data breaches as the new law would entail a massive collection of personal data. Joining me this evening is Navotas Representative Toby Tiangco, also one of the principal authors of the sponsor. Good evening, Kong.
Yes, good evening po.
Good evening, sir. Sir, my first question for you would be, according to Malacanang, this law seeks to curb the crimes committed through phones. In what specific ways will this be of help to prevent those crimes?
Yeah, kasi di ba ngayon, ang dami natin natatanggap ng mga text scams, no? Smishing messages na pinakapunta tayo ng link, na pag pinindot na yung link na yun, baka yung ma-compromise mo dito mo. Ang problema niya ngayon is kahit magsumbong ka sa otoridad, hindi naman nila alam kung sino ang kahabuli nila kasi hindi na nila alam kung sino ayaw na set ng SIM card. So, pag ganyan batas ito, required po na lahat po ng SIM card ay i-register. No? So, ibig sabihin, pag bumili po kayo ng bagong SIM card, pagkatapos dito makikita, deactivated po yung SIM card. Hindi nyo sa magagamit. Tapos, ang kailangan nyo gawin is pumunta kayo sa website ng telco at i-register nyo ang inyong pangalan, mag-present kayo ng ID, saka pa lang i-activate yung SIM card nyo. Ngayon, kung kayo naman ay existing prepaid SIM card holder, may 150 days po kayo na i-register ang inyong prepaid SIM card. Pag hindi nyo po yan i-register within 150 days, then i-deactivate po yan ng telco.
So tama, let me just repeat that quickly, sir. So para doon sa mga existing na SIM card users, we have 180 days for us to register yung aming mga SIM cards. Tama po yun?
Yes po, tama po yun.
Kong Toby, I'll be frank about it. And I know you've been asked this question over and over again. There are concerns about the possibility of a data breach regarding this law. Ito bang measure natin, does it have enough safeguards to ensure na itong data breach will not happen? Because as you know, recently, itong mga tech scams talagang dyan naglabasan yung issue ng data breach and privacy. So, meron bang enough na safeguards itong batas na ito to ensure that this will not happen?
Yes, there is only, ang solely responsible for the data is the telco. Kasi hindi siya dadaan sa kahit sa anong ahensya, no? Direkta kayo mag-release sa telco, hindi naman tatago ng data na release sa kanila. So, for example, diba sa mga kasali-sali ko, kahit saan, nakabili po tayo ng SIM card, diba? Pag bumili po tayo ng SIM card doon, pagkentahan tayo ng SIM card, activated yun, hindi gumagana. Ngayon, pupunta tayo online para mag-ibig sa telco. At yung datos na binili natin sa telco lang po ang nagtatago nun. Hindi po mapapunta sa gobyerno yun. So, wala po, isa lang ang nagtatago ng data. Yun lang po ang telco. Number one, so walang turuan dito. Kaya ng data breach. Number two, ang laki po ng penalty dito. No? For breach of confidentiality, 500,000 to 4 million pesos. No? Ngayon, for breach of confidentiality due to negligence, kapabayaan lang, ganun din ang fine.
Kasi sir, may mga nakita ko na especially from activists raising that mayroong pinopost na danger ito when it comes to privacy and security. Kasi now, itong mga critics of the government might be put in danger, especially now na malalaman yung addresses nila and names.
Hindi po. Yung addresses and names are kept through the telco. It's not going to go to the government unless may subpoena from a court or a quasi-judicial body because of may subpoena. And in writing, because may probable cause na ginamit ito in the commitment of a crime. Doon lang ibibigay yan sa gobyerno.
Sir, is the government ready to implement this? Because this is a malaki itong batas na ito. It does not just entail yung issues on privacy, meron din diyang technology sector kasi involved dito ang ating mga telcos. Handa na ba ang ating gobyerno para i-implement itong batas na ito?
No, the government is ready to implement, but it is the telco who will accept the registration. And under the law, the telcos are given 60 days. Ibig sabihin, within 60 days, dapat ready na silang tumanggap ng mga registro.
Let me raise na lang din kung Toby itong issue ng national ID system kasi ito yung tawag ng ilan sa mga telecommunication companies natin that it might be good to also approve the national ID system para as in mayroong ID na mga gamit na unified that can really verify the identity of the users.
So of course, isa yan yung Philippine ID. Isa yan sa mga pwedeng i-presenta na ID kung ikaw ay Pilipino. Siyempre, iba ang requirements kung ikaw ay foreigner. Pero yung Philippine identification, which we call, sa sanayan tayong tawagin national ID, isa yan sa mga pwedeng i-presenta. Pero siyempre, hindi natin limitahan kasi nga, iba hindi pa tumanin so, pwede passport, business ID, driver's license, and clearance, police clearance, firearms license, PRC, IDPID, OWA, PIR, voters ID, citizen's ID, United Multi-Purpose Identification Card, Disability Card. So, pwede rin naman ito. Ayaw naman kasi natin na mahirapan yung ating mga kababayan sa pagbibigay ng ID kasi alam naman natin lahat ng tao kailangan ng cellphone. Ginagawa lang natin is maging responsable naman yung mga gumagamit ng cellphone. Eh, pag foreigner, iba po yung requirements ko ng
Okay. Thank you, Kong Toby. That's Navota's representative, Toby Tiangco, one of the principal authors of this measure. Meanwhile, in a statement, Smart Communications Incorporated said there are calls from public telecommunication entities for more time to prepare and test its systems to ensure the safety of the information that will be collected from prepaid subscribers. Both Globe and Dito Telecommunity meanwhile called for the full rollout of the national ID system, pointing out that users can submit falsified information documents. The police officer responsible for neutralizing the hostage taker who took former Senator Leila de Lima captive narrated how the events inside the Philippine National Police Custodial Center unfolded. Zakarian Sarao tells us the details live. Zach?
Yes, Neil, an officer offering water in a cup. This is what created the opening for police officers to save former Senator Leila de Lima's life from a fellow detainee who held her hostage right inside Camp Crame in Quezon City on Sunday. PNP Headquarters Support Service or HSS Acting Director Colonel Mark Pespes was the officer who took down the hostage taker identified as detainee Feliciano Sulayo Jr. Pespes, who narrated what transpired during the incident on Sunday, earlier today said that Sulayo initially tried to flee the PNP custodial center in Camp Crame along with two other companions. However, his two companions were subdued by police, with Sulayo ending up in the Lima cell as he continued to run. Pespes said that when they arrived to the Lima cell, they immediately saw Sulayo in the inner room using the Lima as cover. The authorities proceeded to negotiate with the suspect, with the latter demanding a helicopter, a Hummer, and even the media. A few moments later, the suspect, Sulayo, eventually asked for water. Pespes noted that this was a good chance for the suspect to cool off. Authorities initially provided a bottled water to Sulayo, which they rolled along the floor. However, he was worried that the water contained substances that would make him drowsy. Pespes then attempted to give another, this time from a bottle he himself drank into. But Sulayo still did not accept this, becoming even more impatient and threatening to end the former senator's life by 7:30 a.m. Pespes again offered water, this time in a cup from a dispenser in the Lima cell, giving it to Sulayo directly.
Tapos nung humingi na siya ng bottled water, ng tubig, gusto niya sa dispenser. So, pumasok ako sa first room. Humingi ako kay ma'am pahiram ng cup. Sabi ko, para may time lang na mag-usap. And then, pumasok ako sa may dispenser. Tapos, so, eto na po, sabi ko kay Sulayaw. Ipinakita ko yung half body ko. Tapos, ibinigay ko yung tubig. Ayaw niyang abutin. Dahil pag abutin niya, lalapit sa akin. So, inilagay ko sa table sa tabi. Tapos, nung sinabi kong, Feliciano, malalaglag ito. So, nag-attempt siya na hawakan yung baso. Nung nakita kong medyo na-expose na yung ibang katawan niya, doon ko na inilabas yung baril.
Zach?
Yes, Neil. De Lima did not suffer any wounds except from chest pains and a knife mark as the hostage taker pressed the knife against her chest. The former senator, in her own statement, then described the incident as a near-death experience. Pespes, along with several HSS and Special Action Force officers, were then awarded with the Medalya ng Kadakilaan for their swift response to rescue De Lima. This is Saharian Sarao reporting for INQUIRER.net. Back to you.
Zach, I have one question for you. Are there talks about the possibility of tightening the security there? And were there talks about possible lapses in security on the part of the PNP?
Well, so far, Neil, the PNP has yet to review whether it has new security plans for the custodial facility in Camcrame. It did say, however, that it has already begun its investigation on its existing security protocols. Meanwhile, talks of transferring De Lima to another facility are also currently being arranged. But De Lima has reportedly rejected all these offers.
Okay, thanks, Zach. That's Zakarian Sarao sa live report. The National Capital Region Police Office released a new photo of the person of interest in the killing of veteran broadcaster Percy Lapid. The photo shows the face of the individual, although partially concealed with a face mask. Last Friday, the NCRPO released the first photo of the person wearing a white t-shirt and red jacket while supposedly walking away from the crime scene. Reward for any information that would lead to the arrest of the person of interest has been increased to 6.5 million pesos. Meanwhile, Mabasa was laid to rest yesterday afternoon following a funeral procession to Manila Memorial Park in Parañaque City, with dozens of supporters joining his family and friends. For our next story, oil companies will implement a big-time fuel price hike this Tuesday, October 11. Diesel will see the biggest hike of 6 pesos and 85 centavos per liter, while gasoline prices will rise by 1 peso and 20 centavos per liter. Meanwhile, the price of kerosene will increase by 3 pesos and 50 centavos per liter. Oil prices in the world market increased after OPEC Plus, a group of 23 oil-exporting countries, agreed to cut oil production by some 2 million barrels per day. The price hike comes after 2 straight weeks of rollbacks for gasoline and 5 weeks for diesel and kerosene. Meralco announced lower power rates for the month of October. Meralco will reduce October power rates by 7 pesos and 37 centavos per kilowatt hour to 9 pesos and 86 centavos per kilowatt hour. Last month's power rate was at 9 pesos and 94 centavos per kilowatt hour. The reduction is equivalent to a decrease of almost 15 pesos in the total electricity bill of a residential customer consuming 200 kilowatt hours. Alamin naman natin ang mainit na balita sa mundo ng showbiz kasama ang ating bandera editor Ervin Santiago. Ervin?
Hi Neil at sa lahat ng mga kabandera natin all over the universe, ito na nga ang latest bandera chika. Nakakaloka pala ang nangyari sa engaged couple na sina Angelica Panganiban at Gregg Homan. Nalaman kasi nila na may isang Facebook account na gumagamit sa kanilang pangalan at kumukuha ng content sa kanilang official YouTube channel. Kaya naman agad silang humingi ng tulong sa kanilang mga social media followers para i-report sa kinauukulan ang nasabing peking account at baka marami pang malokong inosenteng tao ang nasabing page. Ayon kay Gregg, nalaman din nila na naniningil umano ang nasabing account sa kanilang followers kapalit ng exclusive content daw ng mga kaganapan sa kanilang pamilya. Kaya naman ang sumunod na hakbang na ginawa ni Angelica at Gregg ay nagpagawa sila ng kanilang social media accounts sa iba't ibang platforms. Pero sa kasamaang palad, sa halip na ang peking account ang matanggal, ang kanilang account pa na legit at official ang siyang na-takedown. Kaya naman muling nananawagan sina Angelica at Gregg sa mga netizens na sana'y matulungan sila upang maresolba ang isyong ito. At umaasa pa rin sila na mabibigyan ng hustisya ang nangyari sa kanila. Ang saklap, diba? Nangyayari talaga yan, diba? Hindi natin maiiwasan. So yan lang muna ang ating Bandera Chika for today. Thanks, Neil!
Maraming salamat, Ervin. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.